done with this, I'm going to be crazy organized, right? But I actually wrote down a schedule. Are you not impressed?
Yeah.
Thank you. So just so we kind of know where we're going and so forth. So we'll start with a little quiet time, and then let Mike, he's going to give a little presentation as well. And then I know a couple of you guys have asked me about if you weren't here last week, you had a good week. Discussed a couple different breathing techniques, so we're going to go through that a little bit because there's some questions on it. And then we're going to, those survey forms, we're going to all do it together because that's actually probably one of the most important sheets of paper I need from all of you, and there's been a lot of questions. So even if you filled it out, we're just going to all fill it out together. I mean, I can't fill it out for you, but we're going to go live because that's actually part of a research that I'm doing. And so we're going to do that all together, all right? So we kind of get all of our questions answered. And then after that, we're going to go into some relaxation techniques. Doesn't that sound wonderful? And then we'll be rolling in some beds, and you can all sleep, all right? That's not true. That part's not true. So anyways, so let's just start with doing a little, so you put your stuff on the floor, unless it's relaxing having stuff in your lap. I don't necessarily think that's very relaxing. Make sure you guys are kind of jammed up over here. Feel free to, you want to be, remember, always like this. Every time you come in here, you got to be like this. So if you're near a wall, well, I know you two, I mean, we'll allow that. This is a G-rated show, so we'll allow that. All right, but, we usually do our yoga. You want to make sure you've got enough room to do everything. So with the quiet, we're going to give it about 5 minutes. And I'm going to let you choose, all right? You can either do some diaphragmatic breathing, you can do relaxing breath, the 4-7-8, you can do some even breathing, and if you've forgotten what all those even are or how to do any of them, just breathe and close your eyes, okay? Because this is relaxing. There's no stress, all right? No stress. So, but let's just try to keep it as quiet as we can. Also, you guys, I hopefully shouldn't have to say this, but please make sure your cell phones are off. This is a relaxing, for 10 weeks, I don't always say it because I kind of assume people know that, but it's very annoying to have people's cell phones going off and so forth. It's not only for me, but out of respect for everybody in the room. Okay, we good? So let's go ahead, 5 minutes, and let's just close your eyes and just relax. I'm going to close the door, that's what you're going to hear. like, it was really hard to do that. Like, you're like, is that only 5 minutes? It feels like 5 hours I've been sitting here.
Very hard for I can't stand it.
Yeah, and that's being very honest. And for a lot of people, it is like that. And myself included, when I started this, you had to sit still for 2 minutes. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, that's my life, you know? And so I was like, oh my gosh, just sit here. But once you start doing that, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. And that was only 5 minutes in your life today that you were quiet, just 5 minutes. So, and I could hear some people doing even breathing. I could hear some people doing diaphragmatic. I could hear some people doing the 4-7-8. So kudos to you guys. That's awesome because it takes practice. The more you do it, it'll become second nature for you. One thing before I let Mike come up, it dawned on me while I was sitting there allowing my brain to relax, is Lisa Gibson, who's a dietitian. Some of you guys know who were here last week. She was going to be here today. But Lisa got called to jury duty. So, you know, it's one thing after another, right? So, which is fine. And I will not be here next week, so Lisa, hopefully, she will be here next week. But make sure if I don't have your email, make sure you put it next to your name legibly, because if I can't read it, you know, we send it out as we read it, and if your C looks, you know, it's supposed to be a D and it looks like a C, I'm sending it to a C. And so just make sure so that way you don't drive here and you're sitting here going, relaxing, going, where is everybody? I'm going to diaphragmatically breathe because I'm going to kill someone. So just always check that because life happens, right? We all know that. But hopefully Lisa will be here next week, and she's amazing. You guys will really, we're really, really privileged to have her. So make sure you bring, I know some of you guys are trying to hand to me. I don't need what you ate and drank for 3 days. I have enough paperwork, thank you. That's Lisa's request. She wants that, so just bring that with you next week.
Who's going to do?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who's going to do classes?
Lisa. Lisa's supposed to be here next week, yeah. But like I said, make sure I have your email because, you know, life happens, we just never know. And she gets, she's right now on call for jury duty, but you just, you know, how this goes. So just make sure I have your email address, okay? If you don't hear from me, that means class is going or I can't read your writing. and then you're going to show up here at XR, but you're just going to have to breathe through it, okay? All right, so thanks, Mike. So let's give applause for Mike. That's where you are. I don't feel like dressed enough right now.
Thank you. I think now we all have relaxed minds now that we've gone through that little relaxation process. Humana really believes in health and well-being, and that's why we have Elizabeth doing the health side of it. We also believe in the wealth side of it, because if you don't have your health, what good is your wealth, and vice versa. So I'm just going to cover a few things that maybe you haven't thought about for a while, or maybe it's something you need to think about. And everybody has a copy of this? Okay. So what it is it's financial risk during retirement. And I'm just going to cover a few of them because we're kind of limited on time. But the first one I wanted to talk about was longevity. What's the problem with our society nowadays? We're living too long. Well, not too long, it's just we're living longer. How long would you like to live?
100.
Okay, so as long as you have your health, you probably want to live as long as you possibly can, right? You get to the point where it's like you said, okay, I've had enough, I'm done, I'm going to throw in the towel, that's it. But if you're healthy, and you follow some of Elizabeth's tips, hopefully you can live some good, long, golden years. So consider your longevity and longevity rest, because you have to look at that from the financial side. You don't want to spend all your money too soon because you don't want to run out of money as you get older. And that is one thing you have to consider. How do I plan for not outliving my money? That's something that I actually help a lot of my clients with. The other one is portfolio or failure. So if you're in the stock market, if you were back in it during the Y2K, which was the year 2000, or 2003 or 2008, the market took a pretty big dive. So if you're in the stock market at that time, you may have lost a good chunk of your money. So you want to be careful about how you risk your money in retirement. And there's ways to actually play the market with actually being in the market. And that's something that I also help my clients with. Another major one is your reinvestment risk. A portfolio without some fixed income. So you don't want to have everything in very risky investments. You want to have something in the safe side. So make sure you get a good mix, or look at more of the safety side of it. Because as you get older, you can't afford to lose money. What happens if you lose money? it takes income or additional resources to make that money back up. And unfortunately, when you're retired, you're not earning that same earning income that you were when you were actually in your working years. So your reinvestment risk is very important. Also, inflation risk. Well, I see a lot of people nowadays, they put all their money in the bank or CDs, and what kind of return are you getting on your bank savings and CDs? Little or nothing, right? So what happens is inflation keeps increasing each year, and what happens to your money? It decreases. So that means you have less buying power. So it means you find out that you're purchasing the same amount of stuff, but you're running out of money quicker because now your money's depleting because it's not the same value it used to be. The other one is long-term care risk. Well, you know, a lot of people say, well, I'm never going to go into a nursing home or a long-term care facility. And statistics are 1 in 3 will actually go into a nursing home. Out of this group here, 1 out of the 3, which ones are going to go? No hands, right? See, so we're all in the same basket. We all say, well, it's not going to be me. I'm not going to go into a nursing home. I don't need long-term care assistance. But statistic-wise, somebody's going to need it. And it's going to be 1 out of every 3 people. So if you look around the room, just to figure, okay, this person's going, that person's going, but I'm not going. So you want to plan for that. You may put assets aside to cover that. But then again, you don't want to put too much assets aside because you might be the other 2/3 that doesn't need it. And there's some planning techniques that you can actually have long-term care insurance without paying long-term care premiums. So there's a way to get around that. Because a lot of people say, if I buy long-term care insurance and I never use it, what happened? All that premium went to the insurance company. I'm left in hole in the bag. I didn't get anything out of it. But there's ways to get long-term care insurance premium where if you don't use it, it still goes on to your beneficiaries, or you can access it later on if you need it in the future. So there's different ways to do that. And last 2 items is loss of spousal risk. Well, sometimes we forget when we lose a spouse, if we have Social Security, we end up losing one of the spouse's Social Security. And we may lose their pension, depending on how their pension was set up, or you may lose a portion of it. So there's always an opportunity for loss in income when you lose a spouse. And then the last one is policy change risk, because we don't know what the government's going to do. You know, now they're talking about this tax decrease, which I hope it goes through, because that'll help everybody. But I know when the president came out, it was a 1-page sheet that said, this is our tax plan. But it's actually more than this. So we're kind of left in the dark if it's actually, if it is a legitimate tax plan, if it's something that Congress is going to approve. And who knows? We may go to war tomorrow. Something else may happen. So all these policy changes and things that can affect us overall on our financials, we have to be concerned about that too, because some of these things are out of our control. And last but not least is elder fraud risk. So you want to make sure that you're dealing with legitimate people. You know, and here it says, you know, you should have your children, if you have children, or somebody that you trust, to be there with you when you make your financial or health decisions, or deal with somebody that's reputable. One nice thing when you're dealing with somebody with Humana is we go through all these background checks. I mean, they check us for the, you know, everything we've done since I think we were born. You know, they check our financials, they check our criminal records, they do all that. So make sure you deal with somebody that's legitimate, somebody's not going to take advantage of you. And if they're offering any financial products, make sure that those companies are financially sound as well. And that's all I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to ask me. Take one of my cards, give me a call, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about some of the situations you may be in right now. Okay? Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Okay, so next we want to go through is talk about last week. So if you weren't here last week, we covered some really nice breathing techniques. One was the 4-7-8 breath. The other one was even breathing. We had talked about the stimulating breath, and then in the first week we did diaphragmatic breathing. So I just want to, well, first let me ask you guys, how many people practiced either the even breathing or the 4-7-8? Just let me see. Wow, excellent. Okay, very good. Did anybody have a preference, one over the other? How did it feel? Talk to me.
I feel like even breathing is easier for me. 4-7-8, I think about it, it's difficult for me.
Difficult for you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks, John.
Yeah, and that's up on this 4-7.
Okay, and we're going to go through that too.
4-7-8 is very calming, and if you're having trouble sleeping, it does help. And at first, yes, it seems like you're counting, but it can become automatic. And it's also a way to slow everything down.
Yes, excellent.
What is it?
That's the only one I'm familiar with. I wasn't here last week, but I know the 478, and I like it. Well,
Perfect, okay. So let's thank you guys too, because remember, this is, we're all in this together, because I'm learning from you guys too. I mean, what are you doing? What helps you that I can learn and tell others and so forth? So let's just kind of go through the even breathing and the 4-7-8 breath, because that's what we did last week, just for those who are kind of still trying to figure it out. So with the even breath, essentially what we're trying to do is keep the inhalation, the breath you breathe in, the same length as the breath you breathe out. So the breath you breathe in, the same as the breath you breathe out. There's no formula like, oh, you should only be taking 3 breaths, or 3 counts to breathe in and breathe out. No, everybody's different. Everybody's different. So it's going to be my breath in, or my inhalation is going to be different from Mike's breath in, different from Dorothy's breath in. So the whole idea is to start working on making your breath more even. And as you do that, it affects your blood pressure, it affects your heart rate, because it smooths everything out. Does that make sense? Then on the 4-7-8 breath, if you weren't here or kind of not sure how that works, this is Dr. Andrew Wheels, which I know you said you'd even looked it up, right? When you breathe in, you're breathing in your nose for a count of 4, then you're holding it for a count of 7, and then when you breathe out, you're making that whooshing sound, shh, for a count of 8. And it's whatever's relaxing for you. I mean, you don't have to shh. I'm not trying to hyperventilate here or something, right? But I mean, whatever works for you. The whole idea is you're not just, breathing in and no. It's actually because you're trying to get that breath out. So it's breathe in for 4 through your nose, hold it for 7, breathe out through your mouth for 8. Make sense? And it is helpful, I think, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I've had enough patients, so tell me that I am right on this. It's much easier. You can go home and do it on your bed, in a quiet place, sitting on the chair, that's what we have here, so we make the best of what we have. But if I was actually teaching you, ideally I'd want you on a bed or on a mat or something of that, or on the floor, if you could get on the floor, whatever the case may be. But, and that's where I really encourage you, especially if you have trouble even sleeping. Has anybody tried, or you said, right?
Yeah.
That sleeping, yeah. I mean, it really does help. I mean, you start getting, once you get a routine going, and it's like anything else. If you go to the gym the first time, you try to eat healthy the first time, really any skill, and it is a skill. So anytime you start any skill, playing the guitar, doing photography, you got to practice. You're going to make errors, but the more you do it, it'll become second nature. And it's just so healthy and so wonderful. So did that help to kind of clear?
I did that when I was driving.
You did it while you're driving? Oh, I hope you didn't close your eyes though. Thank you. You're just
I kept my eyes open.
Yeah, but no, I do that too. In all honesty, the same thing, like when which I drive a lot, there's a lot of traffic and, and I got to get someplace, like even coming here, I had to go down to San Juan Capistrano for something, and then had to drive, and I saw going south, then on the north, there was this huge backup, like something had happened, so I'm like already trying to figure out how am I going to get here by 2, I have to make sure, so, but I just started breathing, like it really does help. I mean, all kidding aside, it really helps. So, great. Okay, next thing we're going to do together is, and some of you guys I know have already done this, so you can pull out if you've already done it, but we're going to do the survey form. So if you don't have a survey form, can you raise your hand? If you don't have one of these survey forms. I brought blanks. If you have yours, you can pull it out. So does everybody have a survey form? Anyone? Okay. And do you have something to write with? You forgot your book. Okay, no worries. Do you have something to write with? Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else need a survey form? Do you need a survey form? You got it? Okay. Okay, so we're going to go through this together because, like I said, this is really one of the most important pieces, not just for myself, but I would think Mike and Humana would be interested. I know I am very, because I just want to kind of see, and as we do hopefully more of these classes, getting an idea, a little research into this. So, this form, I'm going to, after we fill this out today, I'm going to collect this form from you. On our last class, I'm going to bring this form to class and give each of you back your form, and we're going to fill it out and you're going to give it back to me because I'm going to be looking at this, okay? So we're only going to fill out this first column right here today, this first column, and this is before you came to this class. This is not since you've been in this class, so if you fill this out based on being in this class, then you need a new form. Does anybody need a new form? Is this based on before you met me? Okay. You don't have to put your name, that's optional. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter either way. I do need to know if you're male or female, so if you could circle either male or female. If you want to put, you know, your heart issues or diabetic, you can. That would be actually helpful because it'll help me with my research. I don't know who you are, and even if I do know who you are, trust me, I have so many people, no offense, I probably won't remember your name after the 10 weeks anyways. So, the first, the blood pressure reading. If you had that before you started this class, I'd like you to put your blood pressure reading in there, okay? Or your best guess of your last time you saw the doctor. You know, just give me your best guess estimate, all right, if you don't have exact. Your energy level, again, rating it, and this is very subjective, but you know, this is the best we have. Poor, fair, or good, before you started the class, how would you rate your energy?
B.
You don't have to say it out loud, but if you want to, that's okay. You can tell us, because we're all with you, sister. All right. Okay, now we're going to go to the next one. So your ability to cope with a stressful event. Would you consider yourself poor in that? And again, we want you to be honest. You know, if you don't deal with stressful events, that's okay. I mean, I'm poor. I don't deal with it. I did not, before doing this work, did not do well with dealing with stressful events. It stressed me out even more. So, poor, fair, or good. Then, how many times you exercise in a week before you started the class?
What counts as exercise? Like, let's say you go for a brisk walk.
Exercise, that's counted. Yep, that would be considered, yep.
Okay.
Anything that you're getting your heart rate up a little bit, that's going to be considered exercise. I mean, if you're a vigorous gardener, you're really, you know, you do that a lot, I don't know, I mean, some people might, that would be considered, I mean, exercise, but I don't want just, you know, I want something to get your heart rate up a little bit. Okay, but before you started this class. All right, strength training. If you actually work with weights, all right, before you started this class, if you do not work with weights, don't even know what I'm talking about, it's 0, okay? But how many times you did it before starting this class? Okay, a heart-healthy meal. And again, using your best guess, what you would think would be a heart-healthy meal. You know, we all kind of have an idea of what eating healthy looks like. How many times did you do that in a week? You ate a heart-healthy meal. If you did it breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week, you're doing it 21 times a week. Okay, breathing technique. Again, before you started this class, were you doing any of these breathing techniques on your own? You knew about them, were doing them. If you did not, it would be 0. And then the last, which we're going to cover today, is relaxation techniques. Using any progressive muscle relaxation, if you take yoga classes, you do Tai Chi, anything that helps you to relax, how many times a week do you do that? And then once you're done, if you could just put your hand up or put your paper up and I'll collect your papers for you. Anyone else? Hands? That's right, I'm going to take this one as yours, so I'll take this. Anybody else? Okay, so did I get everybody's forms? Oh, you know what, remind me of that?
Okay, that's in classes, but
Actually, what I'll do is I'll give it to you guys for the 9th class. I'll still give it to you because this, it will just write the date so that I'll know. Okay, just remind me. Thank you, Joel. Okay, so I have everybody's. Was that helpful? So we all are on the same page with that? Because I know that form's a little bit like, what are we doing with this form? Okay. So now, let's go into what we're actually here for today. Well, all this we're here for. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about relaxation and relaxation techniques. Who here does relaxation techniques, knows at least somewhat about what I'm talking about before you even came to this class? Good. So what do you guys do?
Well, my doctor told me the relaxation, he did 4, 4, 4 instead of 4, 7, and 8.
Okay,
So
that's
it's pretty easy for me to do that, just to make it longer. But I've been doing that 4, 4, especially on my way to the doctor's office. I'll do it when I'm driving and my blood pressure's always lower.
Oh, good. That's a great idea. That's excellent. Okay. Well, what do you do?
Kegel.
Kegel exercises once a week, both you guys? Okay. And then I saw back here,
Yoga,
yoga, and how many times do you do that?
twice a week.
Good. And,
And well, some of our exercise classes we have here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have us relax at the end of class to calm down or whatever.
oh, good. Okay, excellent, excellent.
I tried self-hypnosis.
Self-hypnosis? Okay, good, excellent. Okay, so we have a couple of people already doing some relaxation techniques, and hopefully all you guys, if I asked you this in the last class, who does relaxation techniques? Everyone will go, whatever one you like, all right? This is a neat thing about relaxation, you guys. You do what feels good to you. And remember, if you remember the first day, those of you who were here the first day of class, I said I'm going to kind of give you an overview of a bunch of different things. I'm not here to tell you, you need to be doing this, young lady, or you need to be doing this, right? You do what feels good to you. Everybody's different, and thank God for that, right? We're all different. We all have different likes, different things that resonate with us. Some things you're like, you try it, this doesn't work for me, it actually makes me more stressed out. Or I'm thinking even more than I want it, I'm supposed to be relaxing. So that's the neat thing about it. And I gave you kind of some things on that on your sheet, that relaxation too is a skill. It's like any other skill, it takes practice. It's one of those things, like a couple of you guys mentioned, when you start doing the 4, 7, 8 breath, it was a little bit hard because you weren't used to doing it, you had to kind of think through it, or diaphragmatic breathing. Remember, we're going this, and it's kind of counterintuitive, but it's one of those things like playing a guitar, playing tennis, whatever a skill is, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So patience, just being patient with yourself. And you find what works for you, and it's like anything else, you'll become better at it, and you're going to see the physical, mental, and emotional benefits of doing relaxation. My encouragement to you is to try something. Start somewhere. Because I can tell you for myself personally, it has affected me in a very positive way, and I've taught enough classes now, not the ATX cardiac, but enough ATX classes. And before I even started ATX, I was doing this when I was working as a physical therapist in a skilled nursing home and doing home health, and I just started doing this with my patients who had hip fractures and strokes and heart disease, whatever the case may be. I said, I'm going to try doing a little holistic approach instead of just doing straight physical therapy with the walker and this and that, which is good, it needs to be done, but I also wanted to incorporate some of this other stuff, and I was getting such positive remarks from my patients. Such positive remarks. Like, Elizabeth, no one's ever done this with me before. And the insurance companies loved me too because I was getting people out of the nursing home faster, out of their bed faster, because you're dealing with the whole person. Bringing in, not just wrote, hey, we're going to walk 100 feet, and, well, what does that mean? I mean, that means nothing to me, at least. I don't care if I can walk 100 feet or 5 feet if it gets me nowhere, right? So that's the neat thing about these relaxation techniques is they do work. And you just find one that works for you. So let's go through a few of these. Progressive muscle relaxation. And again, you guys, this is a big overview. I mean, we could literally spend, a whole day or half of a day just going through these different various relaxation techniques. But this is just an introductory. If you like this, I would encourage you to pursue it. You can go online, go to other courses, okay? So progressive muscle relaxation is what it really says. It's relaxing your muscles. And it's essentially a 2-step process. You tense a muscle or muscle group, and then you relax. and you notice the difference between the tension and the relaxation. Because oftentimes you'd be surprised, even sitting here, not even knowing it, your shoulders are tense. And you don't even really know that you're just not relaxed. So that is the idea of progressive muscle relaxation. So we're going to try, not all of these, but this one I want to try. There's a few we're going to do a little bit of lab with it. This is one. So again, if you want to keep your books, you don't have to. You know, I gave you a sheet of paper, everything's on here. I would put your stuff on the floor. And we're going to try a little bit of this. First, we're going to do some progressive muscle relaxation. So with your feet on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. Again, if you have to sit in the back of the chair, do, but I don't really like these chairs. I'm glad you brought a pillow, very smart. If you guys have back issues, I would bring a pillow, because these chairs aren't really ideal for back issues. That's just the PT in me, a little free PT advice here. So, I'm going to have you close your eyes. And I want you to squeeze your buttocks muscles together. Squeeze as hard as you can. Don't hold your breath. Squeeze, squeeze, and then just let it relax. And I want you to do that 2 more times. Now, without opening your eyes, I want you to tighten your belly. Just pull your belly button towards your spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. And then pull your belly button in. Relax. And once more. Relax. Now without